All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Room on Fire and the SLTV. No, not SLTV. What am I saying? ESEA invite. Of course, season 17 here at Room on Fire. So, big welcome to all of you. We're back a little bit before the timer, but of course that's a bit of a joke because the timer got put back quite some distance. But we should be ready, hopefully soon, with Fnatic versus MouseSports. So, Semler and Vendetta, how are you guys doing?
Doing fine. Excited to see what Mouse can do to try to topple the on-form Fnatic, because I think it's safe to say that Fnatic are probably the best performing team as of right now in CS.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. Scary as it is, they just, I keep waiting. I'm holding my breath for that one moment when Fnatic, they drop the ball, but so far they haven't. They just look really strong. So it's a real pleasure to watch them work, and I guess in a best of one, MouseSports could upset them, although MouseSports were just struggling against Unwanted, and it's not like Unwanted is necessarily a bad team, but Fnatic's definitely on a different level.
I don't think there's any getting around that. Fnatic are definitely not to be compared to Unwanted. But then again, Chris J is here. Or should I say Online J? I don't know anymore.
Yeah,
but,
Chris
dude,
is here. Alu?
Did you see that double scout shot that's up on the Reddit today?
I did.
The double scout headshot on Cash?
Stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just like, if Chris J does manage to pull off some shots like that right now, that would be, yeah, maybe that turns the tide. Maybe that's what's necessary to take out Fnatic. I don't know. That's some cool. That's what we expect to see from Chris. Honestly, that's why you get excited to watch MouseSports play, watch Chris J's play, is because when he's in his peak, he looks unstoppable. Like, he just looks like you cannot handle this guy.
Yeah, him and Alu too as well. MouseSports have the raw materials to form an upset, and that's one of the reasons why they've done it so much in the past. It's just that, man, everything has to connect right now. I think it has to be more than Chris, basically. It has to be more than him from MouseSports that shows up.
One thing that goes in the favor of MouseSports, even though they don't play Nuke a lot, they play it more than Fnatic. Because as we saw during Gamescom, when Fnatic played Na'Vi, that was two teams who did not play Nuke going up against each other. And even though Fnatic won that game, I think it's safe to say that it wasn't exactly the picture-perfect version of it. It wasn't exactly the guidebook on how to play Nuke.
No, I remember that match.
And I'm not that sure if Fnatic have put a ton of work into Nuke after Gamescom. I somewhat doubt it. Because, well, they do have the freedom to veto at least one map, and if that's the map that they want to veto, then they have no incentive to actually play on it a lot, because I think the only place they'd be forced to play it is in ESEA, because that's where you have set maps.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Or, maybe the next major, because then random maps, right?
Exactly, maybe. But yeah, in case anyone doesn't know, the ESEA system works this way, that you have every week you basically play a new map. So all teams, 1 week they played us two, all teams, and then all teams next week play Inferno, and it keeps going like that. The only reason it gets mixed up is because we're a little bit late in the ESEA season this time around, so all the teams are getting all their matches, in before the season closes. So now we have all different kind of weeks, sort of all bunched up at the same time. But normally, that would be how it works. So you don't have a choice, you have to play all the different maps, and it's definitely an interesting format.
Well, it makes for weird matches like this, potentially. That's the thing. When you have teams, it favors the teams, obviously, that have the most preparation. Like NIP, for example, a team that can play on any map in the pool. So that's something that Fnatic, kind of, it looked like they wanted to try and get to that point, to that sort of like NIP level where they were going to be proficient on all the maps, because they have put some time into playing on Nuke, just not nearly enough time to be considered a top team on it. And I think that's what scares a lot of teams away, or some teams away, basically, from putting serious time into Nuke, and new teams in particular. It's just because you're going up against lineups that have thousands of hours on Nuke, and you're a new lineup, and now you have to figure out how you're going to work it. You're going to make it work, and that can be a little bit daunting, especially when you have Cobblestone and Overpass now to focus your efforts on. Everybody's at the same point with those maps. If you can ban a map, just ban Nuke and then focus on the other ones. So yeah.
And the teams that you would be fighting against to try and play Nuke would be a team like Dignitas or NIP or something like that. And everyone else bans out Nuke anyway, so you wouldn't get to play Nuke against the other teams that are maybe weaker at it. So it really is... It's a little bit tricky, but that can change, especially with, new maps being added in and everything else. So I don't know. I mean, Vendetta, I know you have a particular love for Nuke, and I think it's a very fun map and a very cool map as well. But I guess I understand why the teams don't, sometimes end up skipping it.
Did your love for Nuke die with the AUG change?
No, my love for the AUG died with the AUG change. But
I remember you like loving to play the AUG on Nuke. You're just like, this gun is so good, man. You can play it outside by garage, right? And look towards silo and get easy headshots. And I was all like, yeah, man, sick. And then they turned the AUG into the auto gun, basically the auto win gun.
And stuff happened.
That one match with Delpan.
Never forget.
Versus London Conspiracy. God, that was
What
funny.
was that, like Delpan 2013?
Yeah. Oh, man, I enjoyed that. That was a fun match. So look, we're almost into it. MouseSports, they get a little bit delayed, but they did win against Unwanted. Now they're going to try and see if they can, throw their weight around here on Nuke. You're at Room on Fire, and this is the ESEA Invite League Season 17. And we are going to be in a best of one between Fnatic and MouseSports. Just waiting for 2 more players to join up. But I think thanks to all of you for joining up out on the stream and being here on the channel. We know we haven't been online nearly as much as we would like to recently, and there's a lot of good reasons for it. But trust me, Semler and I and a lot of other people that we're working with have been working quite hard to get a lot of cool things out. And, knock on wood and all that stuff, all things going well. Hopefully tomorrow we should have some cool things to show you. That's going to be exciting, and we're definitely looking forward to it. And, of course, we still hang on with our Case King of the Hill tournament, doing that at least once a week, and, whatever else we can pick up along the way. And in the meantime, we're really thankful that you guys, give us a little bit of trust, a little bit of leeway, and we'll bring it back to you guys sooner. We promise that. I mean, if nothing else, we're going to be doing Fragbite Masters for more than a month, so you'll have us on the onlines for quite a bit then during October. What was I gonna say? I swear I had a point to make, but I've forgotten. I guess you guys both have Fnatic as favorites here. What do you say? I mean, no.
Well, I would say this is actually, like, because of this map, and because Mouse have played this map in the past, and Chris J, Alu, like, they can be really scary. I'd actually put it real close to, like, 50-50 odds right now. Ven, what do you think? I'm thinking it's, like, 50-50. Like, this could go either way.
Fnatic are going to start on the CT side, and I think they're going to be better on the CT side than what they were at Gamescom, so I think that obviously goes into their favor. And they were their best side at Gamescom versus Na'Vi was their T side. So
that's a good point.
So I think it's like 55-45 in favor of Fnatic, simply because Fnatic don't play the map that much. But then again, I don't know how much MouseSports have played Nuke either.
But that's a bit, yeah, you're right. That's a bit of a mistake. I mean, it's obvious, like, okay, to predict, before the knife round is silly, but at the same time, I forgot that this was ESEA and there is no knife round. So I was all like, oh, well. I was about to say, my follow-up to that, it was like, if Mouse gets CT side, they can get off to a good start.
Yeah.
But actually, Fnatic starting CT means this is actually going to be pretty rough for Mouse. They have to get the pistol round, basically, to start strong here.
And that would be an ideal situation for the mixed team, the German, Dutch, also Serbian, and we're missing someone. Finnish team, right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We got all the nations that are joined in MouseSports together right there. And it seems to be working for them. Definitely does. Oh, yes, I was going to remind everyone that we're actually doing a giveaway of a really cool graphics card down at the bottom of the page. So if you guys haven't already gone and liked the Facebook page that's down there, it says raffle on it, and all you have to do is like the page and you can win. Not just this week, but the upcoming weeks as well.
Anders, I don't want this guy's brain to, like, implode, Cataractor. So could we center the ROF logo on the stream?
Ah, who is that? Is that someone on the...
Wait, during the pause screen?
No, like on the live stream right now.
Oh.
On the live screen right now, like the little ROF logo at the bottom isn't centered, and it's like driving. It's starting to. All of the like really like obsessive compulsive people out there are starting to freak out. Like they're all starting to twitch. So I don't know if you're doing that intentionally, man, but
I've tried to center it a little bit more. I'm not sure if I really have succeeded in that. I've done my very best. If only XSplit had like an auto center function. See, that would be very cool.
Isn't it Control-Alt-C?
I don't know, but I've moved a little bit, but I try not to mess around too much with XSplit because it's basically a very emotional program, and if you mess too much with it, bad things happen.
That's true. If you hurt its feelings, it just goes into shutdown mode.
Yeah. Someone's saying a little bit more to the right. All right, I'm gonna try. There we go. I'm gonna leave it now, guys. Can't touch it anymore. It really, seriously, sometimes all you have to do is basically look at the XSplit window and everything crashes. So, don't want to do it. All right, so
I love it.
People are freaking out.
Oh man, thank you. Okay, it's all good, man. We've like people don't have to bust out the mops now to mop up the brains. It's all good. We've saved lives tonight, guys. We can feel proud of ourselves.
Wildly off center as well.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Like,
I noticed it too. I was like, I don't want to say anything.
The reason why it was is because we had the ESWC logo yesterday, and then when I just removed the ESWC logo, and then obviously everything was a bit weird. So I apologize if I've caused you any severe distress. Please forward all your complaints to our general counsel, and we'll take care of it like that. Just missing one more person. It's the Finnish guy waiting for us, Alu.
Alu's having a smoke break.
Alu is like the worst, man. Alu is horrible at this stuff. He has zero respect. He just goes out. As soon as he can take a break, it's gonna be like a 15-minute break. He's just gonna, oh sweet man, I'm gonna go make a sandwich, maybe take a bath. I don't know, grab a couple dozen smokes. Like Alu is notorious for this. Hopefully somebody's got him on, like they can call him on the phone or something and just be like, yo, bro, come on, we got a game to play. It's time to get back to your PC.
I'm sure they've just got used to it by now on MouseSports. They don't even care anymore. Well, speaking of Twitter and everywhere else where people are complaining about the off center, if you go and click the links that are going to be in the chat right around now, then you can go and follow us on Twitter and everywhere else. I really appreciate that. It's also a link to our YouTube channel where we do upload all the VODs that are being posted on here. So if you miss a game, you can always go and watch it. If if you're new to the Counter-Strike scene and you want to go back and watch older games, I'm pretty sure we have the biggest VOD archive in the game right now. Stretching quite a while back, so definitely go and check that out and get up to date with some of the good games from the past as well. And big thanks to all the subscribers who have been subbing today and tomorrow. We are actually going to be doing a sub. It won't be today, guys, but I can tease you about it anyway. We're going to be giving away this knife here tomorrow, the Boreal Forest, bayonet. So definitely stick around for that. If you're already subbed, then there's no reason not to tune in tomorrow, basically, for our Case King tournament. So that's one of the giveaways. We'll have a couple of more for everyone else, but yeah, sub giveaways, definitely a nice little thing to give something back.
Farron in the chat has got it right. I'm silly. Of course it isn't going to be a bath for a Finn. It's going to be a goddamn sauna. He went and took a sauna break. He had to go get limbered up and, loosey-goosey for this match, right? Maybe he felt a little stiff during that first match of the night. Now he's got to go and limber up a little bit, get in that sauna, unwind after the day's foils. And now he's back. Now he's ready.
As long as he's not taking part in any kind of sauna championships, because that stuff is madness, I'm happy with it. He could take a 5-minute break. And now we are back into it. And actually looks like it's MouseSports starting on the CT side here. And Olofmeister is instantly going to evaporate Tabs and Legia. Looking through the hut here. Does spot Flusher. And it's going to fall back. But this is a good start for the Swedish team. So welcome to the show, guys. Now we're finally live.
That was the best start for the Swedish team. Legia does manage to bring it back, however. And look at Alu, pushed all the way up, almost gets the flank on JW. JW had no idea that somebody pushed up below Silo like that. Nice play by Alu backing off, but he will get caught out in the open. Jesper is not going to let him get away. Who's going to land the shot first? And it's got to be JW. Alu is out of it. And this is all over the place. MouseSports just pushing left and right, and they can't get anything done.
No, Legia coming up from behind in ramp room, and it's going to be Chris going down. Olofmeister casually waiting for him in the ramp room. He's going to pick up a third kill of the round for himself. So I don't know. Vendetta, they got the first return kill, and it was a 4-on-4, and then it seemed like instead of it being Fnatic trying to look for a way in, it was sort of MouseSports just running all over the place.
Yeah, I think more or less the rank came down to the fact that Alu couldn't get JW on top of Silo there, because if they've gotten JW, or if Alu hadn't pushed out at all, they could have kind of stabilized in a 4v4 on Nuke. And I think they're actually in a favorable position being on the CT side in that scenario. But with him getting caught out and he actually having to rotate back and try to get back into safety, he gets picked off by JW, and it forces rotations from MouseSport as well. So that caught everyone from Mouse a bit off guard, and Olofmeister was able to capitalize on it.
I'm convinced Fnatic have put some serious work in here. They've got like nice smokes for Yard, one blocking off Sky as well. Just a clean entry down onto Long. Looking at this lower side in defense, JW's going to point blank Legia. Chris J gets picked off by Pronax. Tabson rotating in through ramp now. He's going to be the point man here for Mouse. Spots out Flusha, but he hasn't found a shot yet.
Tabson is going to go down here, so it's Kasuya, and he's actually going to pick up a second kill there, so now it's back into a 2-on-2. Oh, Alu almost killing his teammate. That could have been really scary. Don't want to lose any kind of money here, but I'm not sure if MouseSports could easily win this round. Alu is about to get bang stabbed as well. He's just running in here, and Olofmeister will take him down. That leaves Kasuya with a, Bison in a 1-on-2, and he does have a kit. It's not going to be enough. Flusher will take him down. And Fnatic, a scary round for them, and they do lose a lot of stuff, but MouseSports had invested into body armor, so they're going to be saving here.
Would you consider that a win, like a win for MouseSports regardless, Ben? You know, because they did go for the helmet armor buy, they got 3 kills.
It's a good eco, but nothing more than that. It's not like it's a horrible eco for Fnatic either. They're going to be able to get a decent amount of weaponry, even though they actually opt not to fully kit out on JW and Pronax this round. But that's knowing that MouseSports invested so heavily in the previous round. So I don't think it's a horrible thing for either team, seeing how it pans out in this round.
Chris J is going to be the first man here to spot out Flusha. T-Red, and he's actually going to get the kill on Flusha. Well then.
Not sure what happened then, because it seemed like that should have been pretty easy for Flusha to either just walk away or stabilize and get the kill with the Galil. It's interesting, Kasuya going to take down Pronax, so now there's actually a 2-for-2 trade. And Legia is up on the high ground. Does spot out. Olofmeister's going to go for the kill, and what a great shot. Instant head dink. The bomb is going to go down inside the A bomb site, but right now this is looking pretty cool for MouseSports.
This is looking like a sick round for MouseSports. Crims is going to be able to catch Legia, trying to work his way in around through main. So we're into a 2-on-2 now. Crims with a good position in hut here. Going to be able to spot main again. Takes a little bit of damage for his trouble and gets wall bangs. Taps and catches him out. And it's going to be down to Alu now alive at the P2K. Jesper managing to make it back around the window though.
And the bomb is on the wrong side here for JW. He's actually going to have to get a little bit closer. Alu now fakes it once. JW coming in, and he's going to go down, but I'm not sure there's enough time. No, Alu's going to have to make a run for it. That's very tragic. It's actually a team ace for MouseSports. Everyone picked up 1 kill each, and they still cannot win the round. So Fnatic managed to just barely hang in there, but that's 2 rounds now where they've lost 8 people on Fnatic's side, and that's going to cost them, and they can still buy, but if MouseSports win this upcoming round, Fnatic are going to be ecoing pretty much straight away.
They could potentially get a force buy in depending on whether or not they get the bomb down, but yeah, that's definitely too many losses into anti-eco rounds, and they definitely should have been able to deal with that yard push basically, or that yard hold from MouseSports better than what they did, because it was USPs pretty much all around for MouseSports, just picking people off left and right.
Something that I'm enjoying from Fnatic here is how they're holding the lobby. That they're either, if they have 1 person in there, that person's generally pretty defensive, and if they have more than that, then only then do they go aggressive. And I think it's really dangerous putting just a single person in lobby, but now they're actually going to be pushing into the A-bomb side, and they're going to take down Legia instantly. It's a great push coming out here for Fnatic, and they're going to get all the kills. Now it's a 3-on-2, and they've opened up the A-bomb side entirely.
A fantastic position. Olu actually taking quite a bit of damage through this. Tabson is going to go for a bit of a trick flash through, but he's going to get caught out in the open, turns away expecting to see somebody on the site. And both players for Fnatic over by main and by Squeak, so no opportunity there for MouseSports to turn things around. And that's pretty much a calamity here for MouseSports early on in this first half, having lost their first buy round. Fnatic, they don't even care if they live with 1 person. They got that 4th round. They have money to buy up again. They're going to be a continuous threat.
Man, and when Alu got that kill in main, he actually dropped the guy carrying the bomb. It looked like that should have been the turnaround point for MouseSports. That was a 2-on-2 with them controlling the bomb, and they just couldn't stabilize quick enough. Now, all of a sudden, the Swedish team is looking in a pretty good position here. They could really have a great first half on their hands.
I'm still looking to see exactly how things are going to shape up. Sicknit. Oh, wow. Alu still lives, but not for long. Looked like he was about to get blown up there. Dropped down to 4 HP. Legia is about to get wrapped around on. Gets the headshot. Whips around and gets another one. Big kills there from Legia, but it's not going to be good enough here. His teammate Chris J is alive now, 1v3. He's got a P250. He's looking for the flank, but Olofmeister turns away in time, and now they know exactly where Chris is coming from. Instant headshot from him, though, drops Olof down to 10 HP, but the damage has been done in the sense that the lower side is open for Fnatic to get that plant, and now even a smoke to add insult to injury. Chris J has no way of getting down here.
He really wants to pick up a rifle somewhere. He's just looking for it, and he can't find it. And now they're shooting him through the smoke as well. They're really not giving him much of a chance here. You could see how he keeps just checking the ground like that. And do we have a pause coming in? I think we do.
Yeah.
Bit of a pause.
This is definitely a pause.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Kasuya actually tried to knife someone in the smoke madness that was going on for the entrance into ramp room here. So, I don't know. That was interesting too. Another round where MouseSports certainly showing us that they're pretty good with these pistols, but it seems like they're not quite good enough to win the rounds.
No, but they're doing damage to Fnatic, which is, I guess, what you can hope for in eco rounds. So it's not all bad. But what they need to do is basically just slow the pace down during the buy rounds and get a good feel for what Fnatic are doing right now. And up till this point, Fnatic have heavily used the yard area, so I wouldn't be too surprised if you saw either Alu or Christian pick up an op as quickly as possible.
Or even both. I mean, why not? If you have one guy holding yard with an AWP, you can have another guy holding ramp room with an AWP, and then you can commit the rest almost entirely to the A-bomb site. But instead, it's an auto sniper.
Yeah, I agree. If Chris J goes towards ramp, I'll agree with this more. Because you can easily get smoked out on ramp, and if you have an AWP there, you're pretty susceptible for a bomb rush, really. So actually, he's going to work as a rotator in this case, which I'm perfectly fine with as well. But having the op in yard is definitely better than having it on ramp, in my opinion.
Well, look at where Leggy is sitting outside here by the marshmallow, really close, and Flush is not going to check it. And he gets by. One grenade here should be able to finish him. Legia should pick up this kill. He's trying to run away. He wanted to see if he can get a little bit more from it, and Flusher will eventually go down. It's a big risk to take from Legia, but I kind of like it anyway. So we are going to go down inside the A-bomb site. Chris with the auto sniper instantly punished. Crims with a great double kill to enter that bomb site, and now MouseSports are in a lot of trouble. So I don't know. Outside worked, inside did not.
Yeah, and Christian, I'm not sure if that was a misstep or if he actually tried to drop down from ladder there, but I think that was a mistake. If it was intended, I think that was a bit of a mistake, dropping down onto the site with the auto sniper. But it kind of looked like it wasn't intentional, so that was unfortunate for MouseSports, but Fnatic take full advantage of it. And that, obviously, with such a big investment from MouseSports side, that's going to hamper their upcoming buy. You can see Chris J and Alu both sitting on 3-4 and 3-6. So if they'd normally bought up with just ordinary guns, they would have been able to have a full buy in this round. And now Chris J is going to have to work with the ZZ.
And the fact of the matter is that Fnatic really don't need more than 6 rounds on this first half. So they're already sort of at the finish line. Now the question is, how much can they do to really upset MouseSports here? Because every round that they win from here on out is gonna be just more icing on the cake.
Especially with JW landing a nice crazy shot onto Kazuya right there. Alu's still alive in garage. He's actually going to catch JW, so a freebie there. But Falasha should be in a position to be able to get the refrag. He does not, and that's 2 kills for Alu. Wrapping around on top of main, however, Fnatic are going to have the opportunity until Chris J decides to rush them down, and there's another kill. MouseSports are finding a way back into this. Now it's all down to Crims 1v3.
Finally, something works. Crims will pick up a headshot here, and he's got the bomb as well if he wants it. He's got 45 seconds, which is some amount of time, but Tabson's coming up from behind. I think he's made enough noise that Crims knows he's still going to go down, and MouseSports will stabilize and win the round. They don't actually save an AWP, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I guess a round is a round at this point, and they need all the rest. They have to make this 9-6.
Yeah, they pretty much have to win the remaining rounds. I guess the thing that is the light at the end of the tunnel for MouseSports is the fact that Fnatic were better on the T side at Gamescom on Nuke than what they were on the CT side. So that could be one of the things to look forward to as they swap sides. But yeah, you definitely don't want to give any team really too many rounds on the T side.
Quick trade down towards the ramp room, and actually pushing pretty aggressively through lobby as well. So it's going to be still MouseSports coming out on top. Chris looking for Pronax. He's going to find him as well. And this is a really quick round. Look, still 1 minute and 15 seconds left here, and Flusher is already alone. So fast movement from MouseSports.
Oh, and I think he manages to get around the corner just in the nick of time. Alu will turn around and spot him from main. For a second there, I thought Flusher rather might actually have an opportunity to do some damage. MouseSports in the meantime, however, pick up their second round, and that's what 2 rounds in a row for them at this point. So now it's all about them just keeping up that pressure, because Fnatic are actually feeling the economic hurt right now. We've got 2 guys who have to go with pistols, only 3 rifles picked up. So this is the big opportunity for MouseSports to start getting a bit of control back in this match. If they can get Fnatic's bank down to 0 and force Fnatic to eco, it's a huge opportunity then for them to build a bit of bank on their side and just get a bit of breathing room.
Flusher and the rest of Fnatic setting up for an outside push, which is pretty evident with these smokes that they're throwing. Really standard stuff here, just making sure Alu or anyone else outside can't pick up an easy kill. So some grenades are going to be returned, and that grenade from Alu actually does almost nothing, which is unfortunate. That headshot from Pronax, though, is going to bring down the Finnish player, and Kazuya outside here, very low on health. Grenade to follow. Is it going to catch Crims? It doesn't. and Fnatic make their way downstairs.
Still alive. They're actually going to be able to close in fairly quickly here. Flush is going straight up into the window room. Chris J does find JW, though. So this is going to be an opportunity for him to put a little bit of pressure here with the AK. He's got his teammate there to support him as well. Cribs is going to walk around the corner. Legia finds one. Tabson does as well. And this B-site push, or rather the B-site plan, is getting cleaned up very handily here by Fnatic.
Oh, Pronax actually couldn't even get that kill on Kazuya, so I'm not really sure what happened then. Pronax, I mean, he was out of position anyway, probably wouldn't have won that 1-on-4. But yeah, nice cleanup from MouseSports in a round that actually, I think, at least at the beginning of the round, I thought Fnatic had the upper hand.
Fnatic started out well, getting that entry frag out in yard by Pronax. That was really well done. Unfortunate for them that they couldn't take down Kazuya out on Birdwalk, so that didn't quite go their way. The biggest issue for them is the fact, seeing how they had such a wonky buy, they would always have a really hard time of actually getting control over that lower bomb site. And with Chris J managing to pick up JW, that loses control over the vents, so they kind of have to go all in if they want to get the plant, unless they're banking on getting at least 2 more frags, which MouseSports shouldn't be giving them at all, or they shouldn't give them the opportunity to give them. So yeah, starts out well for Fnatic, but if they can't get more frags earlier on, it's always going to be hard for them to actually get control over that lower bomb site.
Now they're back on pistols. They have invested into some smokes, and one of them is outside even JW, the other one is on Pronax inside. So I'm wondering if they want to try and see if they can ninja the bomb in somewhere and at least get the money for putting that down. I think they're going to be able to buy next round anyway, no matter what. So I guess a bomb plant wouldn't be critical at this point.
Yeah, and I think actually it seems like Pronax might have timed out, because he's not really. It's not really a good spot to stand still and not really look in any specific direction.
It seems like they're coming back to him now. I mean, the big thing here, they are kind of coming back to him. Yeah, Pronax has timed out, so we'll see if Pronax manages to get back in here. We do know that he has a couple lines of fiber, right? So maybe he can change things up and get back in time. Thing is that Fnatic are going to be just looking for that plant, because that bonus $800, if they were to lose the next round, they could probably put together a pretty healthy buy in the next one after that. So if they actually do manage to pull this off here, Fnatic, or at least get the plants, that secures another 2 rounds of pressure that they can throw at MouseSports, which is really good for the Swedes if they can pull it off.
Definitely is. And we do have a little bit of a pause, probably an indication that they had a little bit of issue getting Pronax back onto the server. So that's just what we're waiting for, guys. Hopefully he'll be back soon enough and we can continue with all the fun that's happening here. I mean, what do you think, Vendetta? If this finishes 9-6 in favor of MouseSports for the first half, do you think they have a chance of doing it in the second half if it comes to it?
Yeah, I think they have a fair shot. I think they need a pistol round, though, to make it work. I think that's more or less a necessity for them if they want to have a shot at winning this game. But yeah, I wouldn't rule them out already. We've seen MouseSports do crazy stuff, and if they can come into their groove, obviously we know that one of the big advantages that MouseSports have is the fact that they can put up 2 snipers and actually make it work. But I'm curious to see if that's going to be able to be incorporated on a map like Nuke. I don't think it's that viable, but if Mouse has been able to find the secret to it, I guess, then that could surprise Fnatic.
I definitely could. And now we're on post finally, so we're gonna have to see if this works out. Pushing into the hut, and we re-pause. So classic, right? And the reason they do this, guys, the reason they pause and then unpause and then pause again, is to try and let whoever is joining back on the server. Sometimes you have to unpause the game to let the guy reconnect. So it's not like they're actually trolling us, although it's kind of funny. They're just trying to get the game working.
I mean, it kind of gives a good idea of where the smokes were landing, but the issue is that they also fade out during the pause. So even though you can't see it on the GoTV right now, there are smokes in front of both Squeaky and by the Tetris box, or close to Blue Hut, but I don't think that is actually going to affect Legia and the position he's currently in. So he should be able to clean up whatever kind of push that comes out for Fnatic from that Blue Hut. And Chris J is also positioned pretty well to actually deal with anyone coming through Squeaky.
Yeah, definitely should be. It should be a decent round for MouseSports, and they do need it. I mean, if nothing else, they need to make sure that they build up a pretty large economy. So even if the worst happens and they lose another round, they can still all be able to buy just for the rest of the game. Basically, can't afford to make any big mistakes from here on out. Basically, Pronax, where you at? Get back on the
sometimes
server.
this happens, right? I'm just waiting for him because like last time he was like, okay, I'll just change the internet real quick. And I was just like, how, like, who was it? It was like Ven. He was just like, how typically is Swedish? You know, it's like Sweden, multiple lines of internet going into the house, no problem at all.
Yeah, like every other nation is like, oh, like I'm super lucky I got a 10 Mbit connection, and the Swedes are like, we've got like 300 Mbits, come at us.
Swedes can't even understand, like they can't even wrap their heads around companies like Comcast, right? They just don't they're like, what? You try to explain that, you know, they've got a monopoly, man. They're controlling everything, man. They can do whatever the hell they want, and you got to be lucky. You like be lucky if you got like 1010. The Swedes are just like, oh, what? Are you in the Stone Age? It just doesn't happen. Are they your liege lord? Do you have to vow like allegiance to them?
In the US, though, they are putting down Google Fiber in some states, aren't they? I've heard.
Yeah, but
I think the key word is some states.
Some states, right?
I mean, well, but the US is a slightly, big country, so I guess it'll take a little bit longer than it would in Sweden. But I think Google Fiber is like 400 megabits, isn't it?
Well,
Something
all
crazy.
I can say is praise be to Lord Gaben, our Lord and Savior, PC Master Race forever. I believe Google Fiber is like in Seattle and Washington, right? And that's the only reason I can think of, you know, them prioritizing that state above all others is the fact that Valve are in Seattle. So it's just like, you know, Gaben probably just called up whoever's running Google right now. He's like, yeah, we kind of need this, so make it happen. And he like snapped his fingers and voila, there was a Google technician there the next day.
Gaben runs the internet.
Oh man, if he does, then hope he can get Pronax back online here. That would be sweet if we can get some action back up in this. In the meantime, if you're just joining us, then a big welcome to the stream. This is Room on Fire. If it's your first time here, then a big welcome, and we hope you're going to rejoin us for even more Counter-Strike action. We do actually have another 2 matches after this one, both of them featuring Fnatic tonight. One of them is Fnatic versus Titan as well. That's going to be a pretty sick matchup. And then we have Fnatic versus Overgaming, the Spanish team, that actually has been showing some promise lately. So, I don't know, I think it's still going to be interesting matches. And then obviously tomorrow, we have even more stuff in the Case King of the Hill that we're doing our own tournament. So if you guys are going to join us for that, if you didn't know already, then now you definitely can make plans for it. And we're going to be giving away some stuff as well, including this knife and maybe some other stuff where we can find it too. Now, what was I going to say? I swear I had another point to make, but I don't know. This whole pause has actually paused my brain as well. Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah, this is one of the lengthier ones for sure. So, sorry you guys have to listen to us ramble. I know we did this quite a bit last night, but it's good, man. The thing is, I think we were getting complacent because we aren't casting that much, you know, these days. So we've forgotten the art of shit talking, basically, of filling up all that time. You know, basically. So like, it's actually kind of good for us to be, you know, working through it again, right? You know, get back into the groove. You know, it's like Anders, put on the Rocket theme music. You know, we're just gonna go at it, right? Because this is practice right now for downtime. It takes long hours of DDoS practice basically to refine this, ladies and gentlemen. So you're here, you're part of it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you aren't, you know, bleeding from the ears or anything else. But yeah, we've got a little bit left.
That's just how it is. Well, it's been much worse. I mean, I guess it's only a little bit unfortunate because we already started off this match with a pretty big delay of 30 minutes. So we don't want too many more delays. So we're going to end up on the I guess on the right or wrong, whichever one you prefer, side of midnight. But certainly we're going to end up on the other side of midnight at this point, and we'll be we'll keep going no matter what happens, basically. But it's unfortunate at any rate.
We'll be welcoming our NA brethren, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
They'll probably be happy about it.
Well, there will be, and we do have a pretty large American audience, so yes. And actually, there are some NA games tonight as well. I believe there are only 3 of them. Lunatic's playing A51, I think, and Cloud9 is playing Reliable, which is the new Reliable lineup.
Do I want to completely wreck my sleep schedule and go at 6 a.m. Cloud9 I by power, man?
Yeah, Cloud9 is going to be on Dust too.
Why have they scheduled it for... no.
Why do they have no mercy? Like, they should be putting that at like 3 a.m. our time, right? You know,
exactly.
That'd be perfect.
Like,
then we would do some
4:30. Even 4:30 would be,
well,
I guess, somewhat acceptable. Well, for me at least.
Well, you're like regular sleep time, Ben, is like 11 a.m. Like, I'm waking up in the morning, you're like, oh man, I can't play right now, go to sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Pretty much.
But aren't you at university?
Yeah, I've actually woken up at like 8 and 9 the last week, which is weird.
Unheard of.
Yeah, it's not working well with me. It's not sitting well with me at all.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is why I ended up quitting university, but I had a couple of days at least where I ended up, waking up and then realizing, I've only got, 2 classes today.
Might as well not go, right?
Yeah, I'm going to spend as much time on the bus getting to and from university as I'm going to spend in class. So if I just spend that time, studying instead at home, I'll actually get more out of it. I'm still very good at talking myself out of doing things that I should be doing.
I had excellent justification for that, and I didn't even have the advantage of having a long way to uni. When I lived in Bergen, I had a 7-minute walk to uni, but I still managed to convince myself that I would be better off just staying at home and reading from there. But not that it was all that effective in the end, but still.
Yeah, well, it worked out in the end because I gave up uni to cast Counter-Strike, and that has been working better than I ever thought it would. So I'm not too sad about my choice. Not saying everyone else should quit uni, guys. Kids stay in school and all that stuff. I just did.
Well, it's like if you were in the States, it's 2 different situations, right? Because uni is actually, in a lot of cases throughout Europe, you can actually get really good education for cheap or free, right?
Yeah.
But if you're in the States, I'd be like, yeah, don't go to uni unless you know what you want to study. I'm sorry, like you don't want to be racking up huge uni bills, or better yet, go to community college for the first 2 years, figure it out, do the gen ed credits, all that sort of stuff for like half the price, and then get transferred to one of the bigger, the hoity-toity unis after that, right? Once you've kind of figured it out, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in NA, do that. If you're in EU, just go wild because it's free anyway, right?
Yeah, you just kind of circumvented the entire thing. You just left the country.
Yeah.
That's also one way of doing it, right?
If you have that option, go for it, I guess.
Well, you have to do all the adventurous things while you're still young, right?
Well, I'm doing it the opposite way, right? I thought I
growing old, then going crazy.
Exactly. No, I ended up studying when I was much younger, and then I decided, nope, might be heading towards 30 or whatever, but now it's time to talk about Counter-Strike. It's a good choice, I think.
Damn straight, man. That's what it's about. Yeah. It's all good, man.
Speaking of Counter-Strike, I'm talking to Olafmeister here, and we were wondering how many times they've practiced nukes since Gamescom, right? Apparently, they've gotten 1 practice in, but it seems to be working because they've got 60 rounds already.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not too shabby.
That's the thing. Like Pronax is the kind of guy who's just going to be like, okay, they may have had an official practice, but at the same time, he's probably thinking over the map, and then he just tells everybody what he wants them to do. He's like, okay, I need this smoke to land on Skywalk. You need to be able to throw it safely. Go figure it out. And, it's like up to that player to go and figure it out on his own time, basically.
Yeah, you're just going to see a lot of cookie cutter stuff from teams who don't practice the map. Because obviously, they play the map and matchmaking, gathers, pick up games, whatever you have it, even though they don't play it as a team, right? So everyone knows the basics of the map, seeing how it's a staple map of CS. You're just not going to see the most intricate strategies. But if they make it work, which Fnatic have done up to this point, then we're all good. And we're live.
Oh, something has happened. Crim's going to go for an instant plant, and he is not going to be able to put the bomb down, which is unfortunate for Fnatic. That could have been a sweet bonus for them, but I think they're going to be alright anyway. They should be able to buy up, which means hopefully in just a few seconds, Cronax, there he is rejoining, and look at the rest of Fnatic. They do have the money for it, so we should be good to go. So welcome back to the stream. Sorry about the delay, but now we're ready with more action. 6-4 is the scoreline here, and MouseSports, they are going to continue on that task of just racking up more and more and more rounds, hopefully, in their own minds at least, making it to 9-6 here.
Do they just decide to play without Pronax?
No. Pronax is here. This is why. What's happening in this round is why we've waited. This is where the actual pause happened for Fnatic and MouseSports in-game.
Ooh.
So he's going to pop in any second.
JW, oh, and there it is. Crims will pick it up. JW did enough damage jumping down off that CT main roof. That could have been a really scary double kill for JW, but it still works out just fine here. And now MouseSports is missing a player too.
Yeah, has dropped. But Pronax is going to drop. I guess this is the whole point of the weird thing. So,
and I guess the issue with the ESEA system as is right now is the fact that you're not allowed to have standards. At least that's
Yeah.
what Olafmeister told me. So this is why we're getting so many pauses. Otherwise, we've seen it when people have had connectivity issues in other leagues. They get a stand-in. Oh, Olafmeister.
Wow.
Okay,
Was
then.
that was not a no scope.
That was either the fastest scope I've seen in a while or a no scope. Crazy nonetheless.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
So yeah, we're playing 4-on-4. That's apparently the new way of playing CS.
Mouse Great Hold Outside is joining the CT forces. What?
What's going on? And he's got Legia's Steam picture as well.
I have no idea. Though we should be hopefully good to go. I mean, this is probably the reason why we were paused beforehand, but because we unpaused, we've just all been assuming that it's working again. But I guess maybe more players are dropping. What is this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll ask Olafmeister.
Ask the Olafmeister. Definitely do that. What was I gonna say?
I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Tell me.
I'm curious myself.
Okay, well, it seems like our worst fears have been confirmed. So there's a bit of network issues going on.
Yeah. I think it became pretty clear a while ago.
Yeah. I guess the 3 connections that Pronex had didn't quite do him all that much this time around.
More.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, this is probably a good reason for ESEA to allow stand-ins for future seasons.
It could be a thing, right? I mean, ESEA has actually already let out on some of their rules because you remember they had a rule where they did like roster locking.
Yeah, exactly. Roster locking is silly.
Yeah, and they
went away
changed
from
that.
it.
So I'm guessing
so
they're not immune to ideas, I suppose. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. Because it is kind of ridiculous if games have to last for 2 hours for a best of 1 because teams aren't allowed to get a stand-in, and obviously they want to win because they want to qualify for the LAN event in Dallas.
Yes, I'm still really curious about what's going to happen with that event because I was there last time and honestly I just had a great time in Dallas. It was so much fun, but this time it's a week before DreamHack Winter, which is potentially a little bit weird. So I'm wondering if they are.
Wait, that's again because it was the same last year.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, last season it was obviously not close to anything else.
No, but this last year, right?
Last
year,
winter.
it was last winter. DreamHack Winter is the same thing. Like ESEA had their LAN finals the week before.
Yeah.
So they haven't changed the date. It's going to be a week before again.
I think they're thinking about it. I know a lot of teams have been trying to tell them that it's not such a good idea because we might not end up traveling to the US if there's if DreamHack become the next major tournament, which we still don't know.
Valve, please.
Yeah, please. We need to know these things, preferably more than a week in advance.
How crazy would that be if they started announcing majors 1 week ahead?
I mean, at this point, it almost feels like that's what's happening. And I mean, actually, Lopez, over at HLTV.org, did write a pretty extensive article arguing for the idea that, from a player's point of view, it'd be kind of cool if the players knew what the next year essentially
what their
looks like.
schedule, their schedule could be like.
Yeah, so I think that was a decent article, and I think that should be. Yeah,
I think that's not only for players, but for everyone involved with the various tournaments. For one, you avoid clashes between tournaments, so some teams don't prioritize one tournament over the other, and that way you get more good teams to more events, and basically you just get a lot more cool Counter-Strike out there.
Yeah, and not to go all esports business on everyone, but from a tournament organizer's point of view, it's definitely very painful as well. Not to know if you're actually going to be hosting that major tournament or not, because you need some time to find sponsors. Most sponsors don't sign contracts in like a week, basically. Let's put it like that. Unless
it's a whole process.
Crazy, yeah. So there's a lot of arguments to be made for announcing these tournaments a little bit sooner. Hopefully, it will happen. Samla, you how far away from being a Swedish citizen are you? Because you missed the election, didn't you?
It happened a bit too close. Like I followed what happened, but I didn't participate this time because I didn't feel like I was well informed So I didn't want to just go throwing votes around or whatever without really knowing what I was voting for. So that wouldn't have been cool. But followed what happened, and I'm gonna bone up on it for the next one.
Politics is pretty demanding anyway, but I heard it was an intense election in Sweden. Put it like
Hell, best game in the world, right?
that.
So I mean, hell, those guys, they make the rest of us look like like chumps. But what's really concerning people is the fact that it's like the racist party, I guess. I don't know. There was like some demonstration out front of the Fragbite offices this afternoon.
Oh yeah.
But there was like 6,000, 7,000 people just like all shouting, basically, like saying, we don't want anything to do with these people. Where do this 13% come from? And I was talking a little bit with Pontus, and I was just like, listen, North America is kind of broken as well with how they actually run everything. Like their thing is a complete joke. But listen, this is what's up. Like Stockholm, you're gonna go to Stockholm, Gothenburg, right? Like higher educated places essentially, that are gonna be, they're gonna follow along with the more educated decisions, I guess. They have more education, so they're gonna vote smarter. Basically, they're gonna see the facts and they're gonna go ahead and vote based off of that. Whereas this racist party basically preys on the general fear of just simpletons, of people that are a little bit simpler, right? And so they get 13% of the vote now. It's crazy.
That pretty happens in almost every country, I think. Unfortunately,
sure. Look at the states and that. It's like they took our jobs. South.
They took our jobs. Oh,
but funny. Yeah, well, that is how it works in most countries. Most countries have that one party that kind of builds.
I think what's
builds
really
itself
scaring
on,
people up is like apparently 4 years ago they had like 4% or something. It's like 4%. They just barely made it in because I think you need 4% basically to get any chairs in the parliament. Yeah. So it's like they barely got in. It was like, oh yeah, and now all of a sudden people are like, whoa! In the space of 4 years, they've more than tripled their votes. This is actually kind of worrisome.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it turns out. I guess the one change with the Swedish election this time around was that the red-green side won. So it's not going to be a blue. I guess that's what the colors we work with in the Nordic countries.
Yeah, it is.
Red and green and blue. So it's not going to be blue parliament this time around. So I guess that's some change, even though I think the SD, as the party you're talking about, still had a massive election in their eyes, or in everyone's eyes, I guess.
Well,
we're going to avoid the Swedish arena. Like, let's get out of it, dude.
Well,
one thing we don't talk about.
I actually read about this for my exams in the last semester.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh. I did. It's
not a lot of fun reading.
I avoided all Danish politics. I still do. I really can't be bothered. It's too, I don't know. It takes up too much time for me to really care about, and they never really discuss things I do care about anyway. So I just.
You see, Anders, though, that's the problem, man. It's this pacifist thing, where you're just not going to be a part of it. You're not. It's going to sneak up on you one day to the next. You're going to be thinking, I don't want to take part. I don't want to take part. And then all of a sudden they have the power, Anders, and they're forcing you to use an Apple PC instead of an actual PC.
Yeah, but by then I've moved to Sweden or some other country instead, so it's all right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Maybe move to the US, right?
I just see the master plan, and Jobs knew what he was about from the beginning. All right, one thing we don't want to, we're not going to talk about religion, we're not going to talk about politics, so we got to find something else to talk about, guys.
Well, I guess a slight update is apparently the Fnatic members have gotten in contact with Pronex, and things are happening. So that's good. I'm not sure the timetable of it, but Olaf Meister says that they've managed to make contact with the lost Fnatic member.
All right, well, that's certainly an update. And
was it finding Pronex?
Yeah, finding Pronex. Except he's not lost at Arlanda this time.
Someone in the chat asking, how do you feel about Eastern Ukraine? No, that's not a good topic either. Can we get topics that won't get our stream closed or anything like that? They're pretty much better, I think.
Don't get fired?
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys follow sports? Well, I guess you guys don't follow sports as much as I do.
I don't.
But the FIBA World Cup just happened.
What the what? The what? The what?
If you hadn't said that, I actually wouldn't have known. I am so out of touch with anything sports related. It's actually almost embarrassing. I'm one of those. Every once in a while, every 3 years, it just so happens that Denmark, usually on a wild card because we didn't qualify for the actual tournament, but somebody else, like their whole team crashed in a plane crash or something, and then we get to join the whatever tournament's going on, and that's when like a little bit of hype shows up, and my friends say, "Oh, you should definitely watch this match. It's Denmark playing," and then I watch it and we lose, and I'm like, "Oh, that's enough. I'll wait another 3 years before something else happens."
So what, like female CS:GO?
Oh, you're gonna get some tweets about that one. I see it coming already.
Shots being fired.
Oh,
I don't know. We are gonna see Bad Monkey Gaming, aren't we?
Yeah, Bad Monkey Gaming are playing at Fragbite. Also, Hitbox Arena, they have the Epsilon Ladies team playing. So we're going to see two of the female teams play. BMG is one that's really interesting to see though, because they've just flat out dominated the female scene. So I'm really curious to see how how they're going to fare at Fragbite.
Well, we'll see. Hey, hi to Hiko in the chat, who's actually joining us from Cloud9. They'll be playing later tonight, so if you guys want to bet your skins on Hiko and yell at him, now you know what he's all about here. And you can go and visit his Twitch page as well if you haven't. So that's Hiko TV. You can see his account right there. Pretty easy stuff, but you should definitely go and check out Hiko's stream if you haven't.
He actually streams quite a lot. Yeah, he streams quite a lot as well. He's one of the few pros that actually streams on a consistent basis.
Which one are we talking about?
Hiko.
Oh yeah, Hiko. But like Hiko, he's all about the stream. Like that guy streams every day. For a while there, he was literally like CS 16 hours a day for him, because he would wake up. 10 a.m. his stream would go on. He streams all afternoon, eats dinner, and then pracs all night with his team. And then if he's feeling up to it, he'll even stream a little bit more. Like, that guy's a madman. He's just the unstoppable monster.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we have some Hiko homies in the chat as well. So if you guys have that golf clap emote, then definitely put it out there. Yeah, definitely worth checking out Hiko's stream if you haven't already. What am I looking for here? Still only 9 people on the server. It's not enough. We need more.
Olaf Richard said it'd give us a shout when these things were about to happen.
Don't worry, guys. Well, we'll let you know. And the other real problem is, I guess, for this is because, the problem is that Fnatic are playing in all the other matches, so we can't even like bounce out of this game to go to another more interesting game, because Titan Fnatic was supposed to happen 15 minutes ago. Yeah. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. They may actually have to reschedule matches here, because it's going to go on well past the midnight mark at this point.
It's actually kind of comical, because obviously Existence plays for Titan, and Titan was supposed to play at 10 versus Fnatic. Yeah. Obviously that's not happening, but at 11 o'clock, Existence was supposed to play for Belgium versus Turkey in the ESEA tournament that's going on right now.
Well, who's on the Belgium lineup?
The Belgium lineup for
no
today,
Scream.
I should know this.
No Scream is on there. Oh man.
It's Ferris, Ewok, Metal, and Toinu, and Existence.
How awkward would that have been?
Actually, speaking of the Turkish lineup, they don't have Goppy on there right now, but I noticed that Goppy's actually in the new alternate lineup, isn't he?
Yeah, who actually qualified for DreamHack Stockholm.
They did, so that's actually very cool. Yeah, that's exciting. He had taken a sort of a brief dip back into Global Offensive a couple of months ago, and then he sort of left again, but it's kind of cool that he's back in again. I hope he's going to stick with it this time around.
Yeah, speaking of the Turkish lineups, we talked about, we're building Sixer and Major up, right, for the Epsilon game, because they were posted to be playing, or they were announced to be playing for Epsilon in the previous match we just had. But Major is apparently playing for Turkey tonight versus Belgium. So for anyone who haven't seen him play CSGO yet, that's your opportunity. If the Belgium-Turkey game ever starts, I guess. Depending on what happens in this game.
Don't hold your breath.
If it ever happens, right? That's what it's going to.
Someday we'll get our player back.
Pronax.
You can dream.
It's all on you. It's all on you.
I can dream. Somebody go get Pronax Crystal Slipper.
Do you know any of the other people in the Turkish lineup, Vendetta, just for the fun of it?
Actually, I'll have to bring up the lineup, because I'm not sure who's playing.
Santez, Only, Reeks, and Jin.
Yeah. Xanteras, I know of, Jin I know of, and Only I know of. They've played for HWA, which is, I could be mistaken, but they were at least at some time the best team in Turkey. So not that they've had any notable results in Europe. Obviously, they have a pretty hefty ping disadvantage and so on. But yeah, they've been playing for in the top scene of Turkey for quite a few years.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. These nation matches are always a lot of fun. So
yeah, you get to see a lot of unknown faces that hopefully become known faces over the course of a couple of months.
God, Pronax is back.
Movement.
Wow. Well, that was only a tiny break, guys. So now we're back into the game here. So, again, we do apologize for that. We do have a bit of ice skating going on, but once that's over, we're going to be ready with the action here. MouseSports and Fnatic, best of one game, still in its first half. And let's see if Fnatic can keep up with the form they've been showing us so far. They've had a pretty good first half on their hands.
Yeah, they're definitely off to a good start. Doesn't look like they're going to go for any resets or anything like that either. They're just going straight into this. No team wants to waste any more time. And it just looks like Kazuya's going to be taking a little bit of damage, but Chris J will find the opening frag, and that's going to be on Pronax, picking him off a silo. So MouseSports able to bounce back somewhat until Crims decides to ruin Legia's day.
Good opening kill, but they could use a little bit more. Pronax disconnects again. We'll just gloss over that, assume he's going to be right back into it. Tabson wants to smoke and flash himself in. Actually, he's going to get smoked up, so already it's going to be a little bit tricky. He flashes once, does spun out. Crims will take him down, and that bomb is down and ticking, but not for that long. And Tabson will pick up a great double kill here, so this is working out all right now for MouseSports. Can they retake the bomb site, though? It's now a 2-on-2.
And they managed to actually turn things around here. Olofmeister in a position over in the lobby, looking to see if anybody's going to be rotating through here, but it's going to be JW taking point, and he does this solo as well. Bit of damage taken there by Kazuya, but he knows exactly where Olofmeister is coming from now, and Olofmeister with that AWP, not the best weapon for a retake. He's going to get slammed down, and MouseSports actually getting 5 rounds on the board here and starting the chain, perhaps, that gets them back into this. That is, if we continue to play. Wait, there's no pause. So are we not pausing? Are we just going for it? Is it going to be 5v4?
Fnatic have just decided we don't need Pronax.
We can do this. We've got 7 rounds already, right?
It's not that important anymore.
Who needs an end-game leader?
Overrated.
So yeah, well, I guess we'll see what this turns into. I would assume that Fnatic has gotten Pronax back, so this is just a temporary thing.
Hopefully so, but you know what they say, Vendetta? Assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups.
This is true.
I think that's in Speed 2, or is it Under Siege? I can never remember if it's one or the other, but either way, one of those classic 90s action movies that's always worth watching.
Was in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels as well that they brought that up?
It's from Under Siege 2.
No, but it was. I
Under Siege
definitely
2,
mentioned that.
It's from 2.
That's definitely in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Mother, brother, any other fucker. Like, there's a line in there, man. There's a line in there that has that, man. I know it.
Okay, all right.
I guess we'll have to do movie quotes some other time. But right now, MouseSports are starting to bring it back for them. I think we said that they probably would have needed 9 rounds going into the second half when Fnatic had 6. But if they can get to 8, that's also better than nothing, I guess, at this point. But I think they definitely need to win the CT half if they want to have a shot at bringing it back.
Yes, 8-7, then win the pistol round, and then win the 4th round as well, and then we can start looking at a potential MouseSports comeback. It could be done. We've seen crazier things, but obviously it's not going to be all that easy. But who knows? I mean, Fnatic have put in some practice, maybe a little bit on the Terror side here, but the CT side could still be weak. We don't know yet. A lot of aggression coming out here from MouseSports, just pushing into Fnatic and taking over the lobby, and JW is going to pick off Chris. That's an interesting position.
It's not every day that happens. That's basically fully committing to the fact nobody is going to be in garage or secret to backstab you. So JW with the ultimate patience there. He's going to get caught out somewhat. Crims behind T-Red will find the double frag, though. Brings it back to a 2-on-2, and he could have the opportunity to pick up a 3rd one here as well, as Kazuya is going to be around around CT Red. Right around the corner. Crims, though, just stomping around. He doesn't know. He has no idea that Kazuya is on the other side of this wall.
He really doesn't. They're so close to each other, so it's just about who looks the right way at the right time. Crims reveals himself. Now Kazuya has a really good shot of doing this. He's going to take down Flusher, leaving Crims in an awkward 1-on-2 here.
Oh, that bank shot. Is Kazuya going to walk back into it, though? Tabson is here to watch as well. They've got Crims boxed in now. And both of them lining up at the same position. Kazuya's actually going to manage to drop Crims. Crims expecting them to try and flank him, basically, or get him in a pincer movement. Instead, MouseSports, they double down on the one side, and it actually works. So going into the 15th round now, no plant for Fnatic. means they don't have a whole lot of money to work with here.
And then, I mean, now things are, they're looking a little bit better. It was scary because it looked like Crims was actually going to get a 4-kill that round and win it for Fnatic and make it 8-7 in their favor. But now we're into the 15th round, the last of the half. Double up set up for MouseSports, and Fnatic don't have that much equipment to try and do this last round.
Oh, Chris J is about to get rushed down here. Dangerous. Oh, great timing on the flash. He's only going to get one frag, though. And this is going to give a gun here to Fnatic. They're going to be able to actually pick this up and put it to work. But Crims and Flusha already picking up frags. Legia is going to spot a man out towards ramp. But he manages to get out of here unscathed, more or less. Still, man advantage for Fnatic. Gives them a pretty decent lead here.
No, go on.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. That's the thing. It's only Tabson downstairs. So
Yeah.
if Tabson is not able to hold, which he starting off pretty well doing right now, taking out Pronex, then this could be an easy bomb site for Fnatic because Alloy's not in the position to help out. Legia could potentially help out, but does he really want to go alone? That's the decision he has to make really quickly.
That was exactly going to be my point. I was really worried for Tabson here, but now he's actually moved up much closer, and I don't think they're going to realize this. So this is kind of cool movement from the MouseSports player, and he has to stand tall. He has to get at least one kill, and even more importantly, he has to stay alive for a long period of time here. 30 seconds on the clock. Can he get the second one? Does spot out Olofmeister, and look, only then I think Fnatic realized that he's moved around. So that's really smart play from Tabson. Now it's a 2-on-2, 2-on-1, and it's going to finish in favor of MouseSports. They do stabilize, making it 8-7. But considering how many rounds they lost in a row in the first half, I think they're gonna be kicking themselves that they weren't actually able to do this earlier.
They are definitely not happy about the fact that they got off to such a slow start. I think at one point it was 6-1, or might have even been 6-0 in favor of Fnatic before MouseSports actually got anything on the board. So they're going to be miffed about that, but obviously they're going to have a better feeling, I guess, going into the second half than what they would have had if they hadn't had that mini comeback on the CT side.
That's the thing, Anders. You gotta look for the positives where you can, right? You know, do you want to look at how badly you screwed up the beginning of the half, or do you want to look at how you owned face towards the end of the half?
Yeah, and if you're MouseSports, that's kind of the way you have to look at it. You have to try to hype yourself up because it's not over yet by any means. Obviously, they're gonna have a bit of a mountain to climb, but they can still do it.
Have you guys not been playing matchmaking with me? Of course you want to focus on the negative. I mean, yes, no, I'm not going to let that go.
You know how I know if things are going bad is because Anders is quiet, basically, when we matchmake. Like, if Anders isn't saying anything, I'm just like, hoo boy. Okay, don't say anything to him right now. He's gonna snap. I fear for the pugs. I can't say anything.
Just leave him alone. Don't say anything. No, it's all right. But actually, there's a huge, there's a Grand Canyon between being good at matchmaking and being a professional player. Don't ever confuse the two. But it is an interesting thing how much it matters how you sort of approach the game sort of mentally, psychologically. And I do it horribly when I actually forget it every time. But if you think about it, a lot of people that I end up playing matchmaking with, they handle a lost round or even just dying in a round by just basically being annoyed, right? You call out the first thing, you're like, oh, that guy must be cheating, or how was he so lucky? I was in a greater position, or a better position, or whatever. Like, he's such a bad player, but he still killed me, or something like that. Whereas, obviously, the reasonable thing to do is try and relay whatever information you got from dying to your teammates.
Yeah, why do you got to call out Rennie like that?
Exactly.
Oh, thrown under the bus.
Well, dude, no, Ben, I'm gonna say it right now. Like, you and Red are like the double combo, like the double whammy when it comes to that sort of thing. If there's a cheater detected and things aren't going our way,
no,
you're like an avalanche, basically. Like, Rennie's the pebble, and then you kind of gather that pebble up in your snow, and then it's all downhill from there.
By far the worst person at doing this, absolutely by far, is Dupree.
Really?
You have no idea. It's so funny, and actually, when I end up playing with more than just Dupree from Dignitas, when someone else is there too, they instantly call him out on it. And it's the first thing that happens. And initially, when I was playing with him, I always thought, okay, he's a pro player, so if he says this guy's cheating, he probably knows. He probably just realized that guy's cheating. And then after a while, I realized he just says that about everyone. It's funny, but it's also very Danish, I feel like.
Very Danish.
Well, to defend myself, I guess, I put all of those guys into that website that's called Back Status. after I play versus them, and after 3 weeks of putting people in, I had 48 of 48 people backbanned of the profiles I put in there.
Oh,
No way.
Interesting.
No kidding.
Is
So-
this because basically like what's the basis there? Is it just like does it alert? You know, like hey, by the way,
No, it doesn't alert anything. You just put in their Steam profile, and they kind of just scan through it every now and again. And if they've gotten a back ban, it shows up. It's pretty much it. But I just like to keep tabs on it, just to I don't know, give myself inner peace.
this is Ven's way of basically like stroking himself. Like yes, I'm so
Yeah,
good
I was
at
correct.
catching cheaters.
I was correct. That's
Oh,
pretty
so
much what
good.
it is. It's an ego boost, right? That justifies me, being that avalanche when it happens, right?
Yeah, it does.
So I need
It does.
to get Dupree starting with that as well, so we can be the duo of doing that.
I don't think Dupree cares. I think he just says it whenever he feels it. That's pretty much it. Look, guys, I'm not sure what's holding us up here. We do have 10 people on the server, and we're just waiting for the second half to get underway here between Fnatic and MouseSports in what has been a little bit of a troubled game. We've had a fair few pauses already, and so as a result, we're only in the second half, and the game was supposed to start at 10? No, at 9, sorry. So this game has been going on for an hour and a half, essentially. So obviously, that's nowhere near perfect. But that's just how it is sometimes. Now, finally, the restart's going to happen. So, great. If you're just joining us, then a big welcome to the stream. This is Room on Fire in the ESEA Invite Season 17 match between Fnatic and MouseSports. Second half is coming up. We do apologize for all the technical issues, but we hope you're enjoying yourselves anyway. If nothing else, laughing at our matchmaking misfortunes. That's always good. MouseSports in a position where they got to win this pistol round. I mean, if nothing else, that's like a given. If Fnatic win this pistol, I'm not sure the Swedes are ever going to let go of the lead they'll have.
Man. Shout out to Joachim from Fragbite. He really does. Like, I love him, and he's like the most Swedish person ever.
Oh!
But he just used the line, "This is my third rodeo."
I'm so sorry. That's going to be Flusher with the opening kill. JW with the good return here. And Chris looking for the shot. Just being outgunned right now. He's going to be alone on 6 points of health, but that initial kill from Flusher that's going to go into some sort of frag movie at one point or another. That was very cool.
Sorry about that.
And speaking of avalanches, in a sense, that frag just kind of set everything into motion. You could see JW there just casually climbing up the ladder onto T roof, which is kind of, I guess, kind of similar to what Ollie tried to do in MouseSports pistol round, really, with the aggressive move towards or out in yard towards T spawn. Didn't quite work out for him. Worked quite well for Fnatic, and then picking up the pistol, I think that could be the start of the end for MouseSports.
Yeah, it feels like now Fnatic are going to be in the driver's seat once again here. So we are charging in, and he runs into JW's Mag 7, and that hurts a lot. Crims has an MP7, so Fnatic just picking up all the wacky guns here to try and see if they can take down MouseSports, and it is sort of working.
Olu's got an M4 to work with now, though. It's like wacky guns, but those SMGs are nasty. If you run into an unarmored opponent with that SMG, that's $600 per kill. So, if MouseSports, they don't get a plant in the pistol, you could expect maybe that they're going to go for an eco. I don't know, like maybe they want to go for an early buy, something like that. So the MP7 wouldn't actually be too bad there. Same for the shotgun. I'm so glad to see JW actually picking up that shotgun. I hope he's going to go in Camp Squeak like he used to when they were first figuring out this map. But that's $900 per kill. So it's like, that's why they pick up those guns.
Yeah, he might turn into Bank of Fnatic, as we've seen him do.
Do you remember that one time we casted that game where he was like getting 2 to 3 kills every round and basically just had unlimited money because of that shotgun?
Wasn't that on Train versus MouseSports?
No, that was on Nuke.
Because he's done it versus
did it
MouseSports on Train. Yeah, versus
but-
MouseSports, although in a different lineup.
Look at this.
Yeah, he's getting those kills left and right. Tabson's going to go down. It's Alu now. Without much of a chance to really do anything here. He's in the hut, but they pretty much know he's there, and he's going to get flanked from every side. So he goes down. But yeah, DAW with the double kill.
Yeah, so two pretty straightforward anti-ecos coming out from Fnatic, and this is do or die for MouseSports, I think. They're actually going to opt for a scout on Chris J. So, yeah, not the best spy in the world, but we might see some jumping headshots coming out from Chris J right now.
Why not? Scout's not the worst weapon you could pick up on Nuke, but it is a little bit of a gimmicky weapon, and if he ends up missing this jump shot, it's maybe not going to matter that much. He actually does hit Flusher down to 30 points of health, and Flusher's not going to want to repeat that. So I guess maybe a little bit of yard control given to MouseSports because of that scout.
Yeah, it definitely buys space, and unfortunately for MouseSports, though, they're not really able to capitalize on it. It's only Chris J out there.
Please, JW, C-set 75 into AWP no scope, or actually just a quick scope in that hut. And now Alu is going to return the 1 kill here, but he's being double teamed. There's a guy down secret. Crim's going to grenade on that. Chris should be going down, and that is an easy kill. Kasuya also trapped behind CT main, and this is not looking good here for the terrorist side. They are in a lot of trouble. It's going to be Alu alone in a 1-on-4.
Once again, Alu in lobby, and he just feels so lonely. JW will find him through the hut in the end. So that's yet another very solid round for Fnatic. 4 guys living. This is the crucial thing that you guys need to be keeping eyes on as well, is the fact that Fnatic are winning rounds, but they're winning rounds with a lot of guys alive. So we can start to see that bank starting to develop on at least 3 of them here, with a third JW, sitting at 3K. So this is looking really good for the Swedes at this point. And even if MouseSports win a round, Fnatic are going to be able to buy.
And leave it to JW to actually take an AWP and bring it into the lobby, right? Or into the hut even. Because it makes a lot of sense for him to be, to be here with a Mag 7, but with an AWP, not really the weapon of choice for most players, I would say. JW's JW. What can you do?
Well, you might be following the logic that the less distance between you and your enemy, the lesser chance you have of actually missing a shot, right?
That makes
so
sense.
even though you have an op, there's still a smaller chance of actually missing the shot. Maybe that's his logic, but he makes it work, so you can't really fault him for it.
Yeah, I see how that works out. I can buy into that. Man, what a still another pause coming up here. So I'm not really sure. We can't seem to win.
Pronax can't seem to win, basically. He's taking the rest of us with him.
Apparently, it's one of the MouseSports members that are having issues this time around.
Oh, well, either way.
Not too long a pause, though.
No, we're back into it. It seems to be working. A little bit of ice skating, and then we're ready. 11-8 is the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, soon enough, we will be ready. And I don't know what's going to happen to the rest of the matches this evening. I guess we're going to have to talk to the ESEA admins to figure out if they're going to be rescheduled to some other date, or if we are going to be able to do them here. Alu charging into JW. They only have pistols on the MouseSports side, and they're going to get up close, but JW will pick off one, gets a second one with the AWP, and there's Mouse... Oh, JW, he gets a shot, my god! And he's going to go for the quad kill. Kasuya is far away, but that is absolutely pure magic coming out from JW. You basically have to be a Counter-Strike wizard to pull up something like that.
That was just the epitome of what JW does with the up as well. Jumping around, flick shots, and all that kind of fun stuff.
That jump shot though. That's definitely something you don't see every day. Like the flick shots, okay, JW, we know you can land those, but that jump shot is just ridiculous. Well, now we know that JW's woken up, so we'll see how MouseSports decide to deal with this. They've got an AWP on Chris J, so Chris, we'll have to see if he can find an opportunity to put it to use, or if they're just going to go for the straight-up YOLO rush onto A site. Flusha not quite in position. He is going to manage to get there now, and he does manage to pick off Tabson here to start.
A good headshot, and, well, the bomb is going to go down from MouseSports. That's good, but I'm not sure they can hold on to this. Look at JW charging in, C-set in hand, not even using the AWP, and he still picks up a great double kill. At least Chris in a 1-on-3, and no bomb plant has happened. They did not even get the bomb down in time, because I think JW managed to cancel that plant. So now it's 13-8. And not exactly ideal money for MouseSports, but I guess saving is also not the greatest choice.
I don't know. Would you save at this point or not? I guess you really just can't afford to let Fnatic get on that 14th round. But it's still a scary buy here for MouseSports.
Yeah, it's a decent buy from MouseSports by all means, and I think that's why they opted to actually buy up. Because if they saved one more round and decided to buy up in that case, they'd probably invest into ops, and they'd still have to eco when Fnatic have the potential to put at the match points, and that's not something they'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Look at JW walking up close here. Alu's right around the corner, so... And actually, JW makes it out back around the corner. If he'd kept walking, then Alu should be in a position to take him out. Scary start.
Does he actually turn to the right and look? Oh, Alu knows that he's here, though. Alu heard that scope for sure. And there you go. Freebie kill. Nicely done there by Alu. Cribs, however, does manage to strike back. And Pronax, they're cleaning house in the meantime.
Ooh, Alu coming up quickly from behind. And Pronax saw it coming, but he didn't see it quick enough now. Crims is going to go down, leaving Olaf Meister alone. But the bomb is not picked up just yet. And Olaf's going to get should get a free kill. Oh, the door closes. Did they hear him reopen it? I'm not sure they did.
Doesn't seem like it.
It's like zero reaction. Oh, they finally spot him. Like, spotted him. Oh my god, Olafmeister!
He picks up the double. Now it's a one-on-one, and Alu is on the high ground here. But Olafmeister has a Molotov. No, Alu's going to have to charge in, and Olaf, he picks up the triple. Absolutely brilliant move there. Using the Molotov, forcing Alu. He had no choice then. Olafmeister is just very close to being a god. That's so sick.
Well, he is the fire god of CS.
It feels like it, right?
There's even proof on Overpass.
There is proof on Overpass. He controls the fiery element. Maybe we could. Can we somehow hire him on the stream here? Can we make him?
Wow.
Olafmeister on fire.
An honorary member somehow.
Oh, easily.
I love Olafmeister. Just putting it out there.
I think anyone who meets Olafmeister actually loves the guy. He's just a super fun and friendly guy.
He is like one of the nicest guys in CS as well. So it's like fitting that he's on the team with like Devil Walk and everything because those guys are just really cool. But damn!
Oh, what a double
JW.
kill! And then I mean, I have no idea what's happening right now. Fnatic hitting a whole new level of nonsense right here, and MouseSports just can't keep up. They've been left on the wayside right here. JW picking up another quad kill, currently rocking 28 kills, and it's match and map point here for Fnatic.
This is just absurd. How aggressively JW plays. Well, not with the AWP really, because he always goes face first in with the CZ at this point. But the fact that he actually lands, he uses the AWP as kind of his getaway weapon. Just fires a wild shot while in smoke and just seems to land them more often than not. And, there we go.
Another pause.
Back
Wait,
to
no,
actually,
wait, what?
I'm getting.
Is the server going down?
I don't know. That would be certainly a bad time for it, but I mean,
At the same time, does that mean that Fnatic did they win the final round then?
It could well be. I'm not really sure what's happening. I'll try and see if I can catch one of the ESEA admins to see what's going on here, but a little bit unfortunate.
It would be kind of anticlimactic if we don't get to see the end of this.
A little bit, right? I did get disconnected, so I'm gonna have to try and see if I can reconnect back in. That timing.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking timing. Don't do this, especially when Olaf and JW are playing so good. I mean, Mouse, that's like, it's got to be just horrifically demoralizing to have to play against this sort of thing. Once JW starts, this is the thing. It's like you can't no longer counter what JW does when he gets into this frame of mind because he doesn't even know what he's doing, right? There is no method. There is no like reasoning behind it. He's just like, I'm going to kind of go in this place and then whatever happens, happens, right? And because of his insane reactions and it's just his ability to land shots the way he does, it works. So this is like JW, most dangerous man in the world at this point.
Yes, that was just a lot of really sick action. Sad that it had to end that way, but I do think the server went down, unfortunately, before we got the last round. But obviously, that meant Fnatic took it. So, unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Now, guys, before we get into the next game, we are going to take a quick break, and we'll actually try and figure out what the next game is, and then we'll be right back. So, a 5-minute break, guys, and we'll be back in with the action. I'm pretty sure that whatever it's loading into now is not going to be the same one. So, yeah, the game has finished. It's on it's on HLTV and everything. So, yeah, stick around, guys. We'll be back after a really quick break. Don't go anywhere.